Hi Sunil,
Hello, Savita. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesomely well. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
So can hear me, see me well, right?
I can hear you very well. I can see you as well. Thank you. And I think I'm just going to go and start. We're at 5:01. Okay, let's go ahead. Anyway, I believe there are a lot of them joining us on this live Instagram with you, Savita. Thank you for being here. So, hello everyone. Welcome to our special Instagram live session this evening. I'm Sunil Suthrave, your host for today, and I'm thrilled to have you all here. As a leadership coach, my mission is to help career beginners and mid career professionals unlock their potential and achieve remarkable growth through leadership skills. Today, we have a truly special guest in our Instagram live this session that you're all attending. We appreciate your presence. So she will be sharing some very valuable insights on how to boost your cognitive fitness and unleash your mind's potential. So it's my pleasure, a great pleasure in fact, to introduce Savita SR, a renowned cognitive fitness coach. Savita has dedicated her career to helping individuals thrive in both professional and personal lives by enhancing their cognitive abilities. So today, she will talk about how cognitive fitness can transform your performance at work and enrich your life. So Savita's approach basically combines science, practical strategies, and as well as deep understanding of how our minds actually work. She empowers people to harness the full power of brains, enabling them to think more clearly, make their decisions, and manage stress effectively. So, with that, I would like to welcome her. Whether you are looking to improve your focus, memory, or overall mental agility, Savita has all the answers to these questions from her tools and techniques that she has developed. So, as we dive into this conversation, I encourage each one of you to be engaged actively. First of all, thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. This is a unique opportunity to learn from one of the best in the field, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. So, without further ado, let me welcome Savita. Savita, thank you for joining today.
Thank you, Sunil, for having me on this conversation. I'm super excited to share all the insights regarding this subject, which is very close to my heart and as well as brain.
Thank you. We are very eager to hear from you, your insights on boosting top cognitive fitness. And we want to hear from you and learn from you this evening for a very quick uh, live session here today. So to begin with, Savita, my first question here is, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your journey to, to being a cognitive fitness coach?
Sure, Sunil. Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Savita SR. I'm from Bangalore. I'm a cognitive fitness coach, certified licensed brain trainer from Amin University, US, and also I'm a mind and memory athlete. My journey is has been quite interesting one, and I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering, worked in IT for 19 years. Last 6, 7 years back, I came across this mind and memory niche, and I've been practicing and I've also taught children about the same. Okay. I did participate in last year's national level mind and memory championship, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to participate this year too, along with my daughter. So while practicing all this, I really fell in love with our brain because it has so much of potential, and we have not even harnessed its kind of any of it, right? So it's like we have a magic wand with us, but we don't know the spell to use it. Okay. So this is one part of it. Second one is, last year, one of my family member had a brain stroke at a very young age, okay, ended up getting hypertension, diabetes, and lot other complications. That was really a trigger for me to think about it in a serious way, okay. And it is so unfortunate to see these days many youngsters getting into illness so early in their age, okay. And moreover, post COVID, mental health has become a universal problem, okay. It has reached all the houses, schools, workplaces, you name it, we have it. And most of the time we ourselves have experienced it, okay. And WHO says 1 in 4 people suffer neuro issues. but we don't really go to the help because of the social stigma that we have around it. Okay?
Mhm.
So that's when I was thinking, what can I do about it? Right, while I was thinking about how do we really protect use, and at the same time there are many of us, we suffer from it as well, right? So that's when I became kind of more serious about this topic of how do we take care of our brain health. Okay. So prevention is better than cure. So I ended up studying, and as well as why do we wait for something bad to happen, right, to take action, right? So because most of the time whenever something bad happens, our health is irreversible. We'll not be able to do anything with it. So I did a licensed brain trainer certification from US Dr. Daniel Gregory's Amen University, which is renowned for its focus on brain health and as well as neuroscience. And I'm also doing my master's in psychology currently. Okay, so this is in a long introduction about me, but as a cognitive fitness coach, I would want to help working professionals to be more cognitively fit and healthy, so that we can be peak performers at work and as well as in our personal life too. Sunil.
Thank you, Savita. I think that's a good introduction to let us know about your journey. Seem to be that you are yourself a testimony to tackle this particular issue of cognitive fitness, and through your own experiences that you just mentioned, it seems to be that there are a lot of others who are watching here. I hope they are working professionals that will help them, especially as you're focusing on them in this particular session. Now, what is exactly this cognitive fitness? Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, let me make it very simple for all of us. So cognitive fitness is all about maintaining and improving our brain health and as well as mental functions. Okay, it involves activities and practices around enhancing our focus, attention, memory, problem solving skills, decision making kind of abilities, and emotional regulation. How do we deal with the stress? And like how physical fitness is for the body, so cognitive fitness is for our mind and health, overall well-being. So okay, why is it crucial, why is it really important is I would say it is crucially important because many of our industries are running based on this cognitive asset. Okay, so you take any of the knowledge based industries, okay, could be IT or educational institutions or any of the knowledge based industries, completely they're running, I mean, simply put, wherever we are using our brain and mind. So that's where hence it is really important to take care of our cognitive health. Okay, and even otherwise, another important aspect that I would want to call out is we are living in an era where change has become part of our everyday life. I worked in IT for many years, and we see whenever there is a change in the technology, how it impacts us. We really got to embrace all the changes, through constant learning, unlearning, relearning, able to adapt to the newer ways of doing things and be agile and nimble. Now, in case if you're not able to cope up with these changes, right, we are out of the game. Okay, and we don't even know how to deal with the aftermath. Okay, ask anyone in IT, who has been awarded a great performer award and also who have lost their job in the same year. So we have plenty of examples. Okay, hence it is all the more important to take care of our cognitive health, so that we are more adaptable to the changes. So my simple thumb rule is, let's keep ourselves internally fit, so that we are not really impacted by the external situations. Okay, and moreover, if we take care of our cognitive health, right, we can also delay onset of cognitive decline or cognitive related issues. Okay, so could be Alzheimer, Parkinson's, and dementia. So there are a lot of issues. Okay, so why don't we proactively take care of ourselves is my only plea and intent.
Thank you, Savita. I think it's so nice to know from you that there are so many challenges that people face during their journey as they concentrate on their work and give focus on it, but lose focus on themselves. As you said, in the changing world, we need to keep up with it. And it is coupled with so many challenges we go through, especially fitness. We forget ourselves in give least importance to our own fitness, and give more time to what we are supposed to be doing, which is not bad, but yet it is important that we take care of ourselves. Thank you for that. What are some of the simple strategies you think that it will helpful to improve cognitive fitness?
Okay, so just before that, I would want to talk about some of the challenges what working professionals are facing, because we have plethora of issues that what we are going through at this point in time. Okay, could be feeling burnt out because of the excessive work or difficulty in focusing and memory related issues, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, or going through swamps and multitasking, constant connectivity, no clarity about what we are doing, where are we heading, and we don't know how to deal with our emotions, and because we don't even know how to process these emotions. Okay, and we have so much of negative self talk, and we have issues balancing our work and life as well, right? And these issues could stem from, could be high workload, or could be lack of sleep, or poor nutrition, or sedentary lifestyle, or it could be excessive screen time. I mean, just to call out, since we are talking about the screen time, on an average, we spend close to around 12 to 16 hours in front of the screen. That includes our laptop, computer, phone, TV, gaming devices, all included. Okay, and we are the one who tell our kids, okay, to restrict the screen time. What about us, right? We deny it. Okay, so just in the name of work, and we are constantly sitting in front of the screen, and it is affecting us big time. It's just that we are not realizing it immediately, right? And it's like, we know everything in the world, but we are not doing anything about it, right? And we have a sedentary lifestyle where we sit for 8 to 10 hours continuously, and we have a lucrative meal plan in the name of team outings, lunches, dinners, and etc. And we are not even aware of our numbers, okay, unless we go through the annual health checkup, right? But it is too late in the game when something really bad happens, right? And moreover, being sick, I truly believe being sick is expensive than being healthy, right? So addressing these challenges early through cognitive fitness can really significantly help improve our own, clarity and then productivity. Okay, and some of the strategies to talk, since we are talking in general, I would leave some of the general tips which would work for everybody. But if you're coming to my program or coaching, it would be very specific to the need of the individuals. Okay, so first thing first, you start with small manageable changes. Okay, because these are not like one time activity and forget it. So these are going to be part of your lifelong practices. Okay, so number one would be, first thing first, have it's important to understand ourselves first. Have a me time on your calendar. Could be once in a week, or could be once in a fortnight, right? So sit through and then try to understand, how am I doing physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, socially, with my relations. Look at all the aspects of our life, of our own life, right? Are there any areas that you want to really focus and improve? We could start with that. Second one is engage in activities that, where you challenge your brain, right? And it could be learning a new skill, or it could be a new hobby, etc. Okay, and the third would be include physical activity as part of your daily routine. Okay, so it is a universal weapon. Okay, it addresses most of the issues. Just if you spend 30 minutes of workout every day, you could do yoga or zumba, simple walk, crossfit. You do whatever of your choice, but at least 30 minutes you spend for physical activity. You might ask me, okay, Savita, we are talking about cognitive health. Why is it physical fitness? How is it linked, right? So actually, for the brain health, the blood flow is really, really important. That can happen since we have a sedentary lifestyle that is not really impacting, right? So hence it is important to kind of move our body a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and maybe the fourth, and I would leave as a, we read a lot of books in the world. Okay, and if I say, okay, have you read Atomic Habits, or Eat That Frog, or Deep Work, right? If I name, everybody would agree, yes, I have read. Okay, so, and they would also recommend 10 more books to be read, right? But if I slightly change that question, after reading that book, have you implemented one or two things from that book? How has it really changed your life? Okay, so that's where that's a great opportunity for all of us to kind of do something about it, right? Because after reading the book, we intellectually get very satisfied. Okay, but that doesn't help us. Already we are living in a era where information overload is there, and we are just reading and keeping the books for dust to kind of gather.
Uh-huh.
Instead, whenever you read a book, at least pick up one or two practices and try it, and test and see. Become an experimenter, be an innovator, and see whether it works for you or not. I'm sure it would have worked for the author, and then, but does it work for you? And one idea can change your life. Okay, one practice could change our life drastically. Okay, so I would encourage all of you to kind of pick up one idea to experiment, become innovators. And other than that, I think the regular practices would be please stop binge watching till late night, Netflixing, sleep at least 7 to 8 hours. Okay, so that's very, very important. Yeah, maybe I would talk in detail about it. I mean, just to kind of do this activity, right? So uh, don't don't clear your trash can in your house for 1 week. What happens? What happens? Okay, just look at it. It's the same thing. What is going to happen if your brain doesn't get enough sleep? We will not be able to function properly. Okay, we'll not be able to take right decision or perform with the maximum productivity. Right. So hence it is really, really important because whenever we sleep, our kind of it's like cleaning activity happens within our brain, and it is really important to sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours. For even for adults, right? And then eat brain nutrient food, and then practice mindful meditation and take breaks and do digital detox. Okay, so these are some of the strategies that you can get started with.
Good. I think it's very, it's mind blowing to know how much we spend time subconsciously in front of the screen. We don't even realize, and we take things for granted.
Yes,
You know,
Sunil.
or we advise others, as you said, we do children especially. We keep telling, as you mentioned, we need to change and reform ourselves and realize that this is for us before we talk to somebody else about what's going into our lives. And I think
Yeah,
there are two
I think we
that I
should
think.
practice do what you say and say what you do. I think that will fix a lot of issues for our
To
lives.
no more just to see and hear, but to clearly go into action, that would make the difference. And I think if we discipline ourselves, and also another word that comes to my mind is all these things that you mentioned is not so complex in nature to go and put it in action. It's a matter of simplicity. It's very simple. Daily exercises, yoga, and what you mentioned is something that can be spent a few minutes. We're going to make a big difference in our lives. Thank you for sharing that. What would be one quick tip for managing stress at work? This is one thing that's a big questionable issue that most of the professionals have in their daily lives. Stress is a big matter. What is your advice on that?
I would think of kind of taking deep breaths, right? And take a couple of deep breaths, and then calm your mind, and then so that it reduces the stress level. Okay, and it is a quick and easy tip, but I would want you to do a root cause analysis. Why is that you are getting into stress in the first place, right? What is it leading you? So is there something that you can do, about it? Can you fix it, or can you prevent it, right? So I would highly recommend you to do root cause analysis and take proper action about it. Okay, and second thing is accept yourself and also the situation. I think most of the time, whenever we get into stress, right, we get into the denial mode. Okay, accept the situation. Okay, this has happened, and learn to process our emotions. So this is one big thing, Sunil, that we have not learned it at all. Okay, so processing, how do we really processing our emotions? And again, it is a lifelong activity. It is not like one time that it is not a quick fix at all. Okay, so this would be my kind of two tips. And otherwise, don't sit continuously in front of the screen. Please do get out, walk around a bit, do some push-ups and sit-ups, and then hydrate yourself sufficiently and get back to work. And please don't think of past and future whenever you are working in the present. Okay, so being present, and so that you focus on the work what you want to kind of get things done. So I think that will simplify a lot of our life, I guess.
Thank you. I think you're saying live the present. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it, and just keep your mind calm. Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you for that. So, is there any specific foods that you advise for boosting cognitive fitness?
Okay, I think there are brain boosting foods are available, but I would recommend, okay, eat any, all the food, okay, which are, rich in antioxidants and which has a healthy fats and vitamins and minerals that will boost your kind of brain health. Okay, eat all the colorful vegetables and fruits. So they are called as a rainbow. Okay, so I think we lack that. And please stop consuming too much of processed food, and please learn to read the labels. So that is a big caution that that is coming on our way these days. Okay, so we got to see what is it we are consuming. Okay, so I would leave one thumb rule. Okay, eat whatever food you love. Okay, so here is a disclaimer: eat whatever food you love that loves you back. that loves your body and health and brain and all the fitness. Okay, so if you say, suppose if you're sitting in front of a pizza and French fries and a large can of Coke, just ask yourself, okay, so I love this food, okay, but does it love me back?
Yeah.
I think this being mindful about what we consume would really help minimize taking too many decisions, I would say. Okay, I think we should learn to take only one decision instead of 30 different decisions. And again, when I talk about consumption, it is not just about the food. It is about the information what we kind of feed in, right, through social media, the content and the reels and this amount of stress, all that. I think we should be really mindful about what we consume.
Yeah, that's great advice. I think anything that we intake matters a lot in the form of a food or in form of knowledge. That needs
Yes.
to be in the right way. And I like the thumb rule that you said: eat what you love and love. Let the body take what you love. And that's very nice to hear from you. I think that helps with our fitness efforts to make sure consciously what we take is also loved by our body. And it's a very give and take situation here, is what I understand. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, that's what I learned from I'm from while I was doing my brain fitness course, right, from Amen University. So Dr. Amen says, okay, always eat what you love that also loves you back. So that's a big thumb rule that has really changed my perspective about what I really consume on a day-to-day basis. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Are there any brain boosting activities that you suggest? Which one would be one of those as your favorite, if you're saying one?
Oh, there are plenty of them are there, Sunil. Okay, so irrespective of the age, right? So we could start learning something new. It could be a new skill or new hobby, or it could be just solving a puzzle or Sudoku or reading a book, painting, right? Or learning new language, or start learning some musical instrument or a dance or a fitness, anything you could do. Okay, because our brain loves something. It has to be really kept active. Okay, so because all the neurons they wire together and fire together only when we learn something new, we have a good neural connections. Okay, and because that is really important to keep our brain very fit and healthy. Okay, and so let me share one more very interesting thing. So if you're a right hand dominant person, start using your left hand from today.
Mhm.
So you could brush your teeth with the left hand, open the door, and eat with left hand. Okay, so ambidextrous. So becoming ambidextrous is one of the project me and my kids are trying out. Okay, so because again, we have two hemisphere, right hemisphere and left hemisphere. And if you're a right hand person, it is connected to the left hemisphere where we are more rational and pragmatic, but our right hemisphere has all the it has stored all the emotional intelligence, problem solving skills and innovative, coming out with innovation, all that. Okay, so it looks like we are not even using our half of the hemisphere of the brain. So you could start using it, using your left hand right from today, except signing all your major documents. Please don't do unless you have that achieved that kind of proficiency. Except that, I think you could do rest all the things using your left hand so that you can become ambidextrous. Yeah.
That's never heard that before. Using both hands more effectively. Always are, whatever we are dominant on, that comes up first above, but it's good to practice the other one. So that's very nice to know from you. Thank you for that. And also, I have another question to you. What would be one thing that you would advise our viewers? How would they able to start their cognitive fitness journey?
Okay. Yeah, so you can start from a simple one. And first thing is, you start, following I'm there in most of the social medias. Okay, so I'm there on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and as well as, Twitter. So you could follow me because that's where I share a lot of cognitive, fitness related insights and practices, which one can really implement in their life. And also, watch out for my upcoming webinar and as well as 30-day challenge that I will be hosting pretty soon. And that's where I will be kind of covering three aspects. One is assess your life. Okay. And then next is identify what are all the things that you would want to improve, and activate and accelerate. So there are three steps, 30-day challenge. Where you're going to learn a lot of aspects around cognitive fitness. It's not just learn and also implement to see the benefits of it. Okay, so what I'll be covering in this 30-day challenge, all the basics of cognitive fitness, neurobics, neuronutrients, and memory techniques. How do we really enhance our memory, right? And what should be our self-talk, and then emotional regulation. How do we really deal with the stress? and how do we really develop the habits for our success? And most importantly, how do we face failures? I think we all are taught how to face success, how to embrace success, but we are not taught how to face failure, right? That leads us to a lot of mental related issues. I think that's what is very key important element. Of course, we while working, we kind of come across this fail fast, fail early, but we only know the theory, right? But in a practical scenario, how do we deal with it? Okay, so that we have not really learned, Sunil. Okay, so these are all the different elements that I would be kind of covering in my program. So please do follow me for more insights.
Thank you, Savita. I'm sure this is going to be a great boost to know from you about how cognitive fitness is going to help. Looks like you have a very detailed, comprehensive, systematic program in place with a very clear processes to maintain high level of cognitive fitness. I hope the
Yes,
viewers
Sunil. Yeah.
reach out to you, and if they have any questions, it's not difficult to get hold of you. So, what would be some of the last words as we conclude before we, ask if have anybody has any questions, or if they want to, know more, they can put their questions here and we can ask. But what would be some of the last, some of the advice that you have as concluding remarks for our viewers, Savita?
I would not say advice, but I have this analogy, Sunil. Okay, so like how we travel to different countries, right? As like we are travelers on this earth with a limited period of visa. Okay, but we don't know when is that our visa is gonna end, right? We all have got one life to live. Let's not just live, but thrive in whatever we do. Okay, so that's what is my kind of pure intent of doing all this. And I wish you all the best and stay curious and be always happy.
Wonderful. That's a great way to conclude, and I really appreciate the time. Is there anybody have any questions for Savita? Would like to, will be happy to address, and she is here to answer those questions. Anybody has any questions? Savita being a cognitive fitness coach, and she specializes in this particular uh, subject, make use of the time to ask any questions if you have. And if you don't worry about it. You still have anytime, get in touch with Savita, and she is there all ready to help and provide you the assistance that is needed. Okay. Thank you, Savita, and I really appreciate for all that, for sharing your incredible insights in boosting cognitive fitness. I felt that your tips and strategies seems to be very invaluable for all of those who are watching here as viewers. That will help mental agility and help in their career and personal life. So
Thank
for
you.
everybody who is here, thank you, Savita, and all of those who have joined here today. A big thanks to all of you for being here. I hope you found this session to be enlightening, just as I was able to feel that way. Remember, I hope you get in touch with Savita, and for any of your cognitive fitness requirements, remember that this is a key part of your overall well-being and success. So if you have any further questions or anything that you would like to know more information, feel free to reach out. Don't forget to follow Savita for more great insights and content that she will be there on Instagram. So stay tuned for our next session. Until then,
Yep.
keep growing. And
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sunil, for having me on your conversation and inviting me to share my insights. I really had fun sharing all the tips here. And I hope viewers would have got some takeaways from this conversation. Thank
they
you.
really thank you for your time. It's been such a wonderful session with you. Thank you, Savita.
Yeah.
And thank
Bye
you
bye.
all. Bye.